It's ripping.
And I actually am going to try and get off of social media a little bit. Not like off, but like
You should just get off.
Just
And then
pull
work your way
away,
back on.
pull back.
it's just feeling like consuming, you know?
Yeah, I know. I feel that. I've actually been setting up. This isn't really how, but I've been setting up other accounts for things that aren't like Facebook, so that I can not use Facebook, so that I could just use Discord and use other ways to communicate with that aren't so like neurologically addicting like Facebook is. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So
That's a good idea. Because, yeah, but it's like all the different platforms we're on. It's like a lot to keep up with. And not just with this, but just in general, too. It's like you just feel like, oh my gosh. Like, I feel like everybody always is needing so much of me, you know? Like the kids, and then my phone's blowing up constantly with notifications and text messages. And I'm on the phone all day for work, on calls. And, you know, it's just like, oh, you know. So I have been thinking about like maybe, I don't know, setting like a time limit, or I'm only on my checking my social media like this part of the day. I don't know. Probably getting off of Facebook would be a good start though, because they make it so that it's like all consuming. Like here's what happened that made me feel like this. I call a lot of people for work, patients, and I'll call them and the phone will be ringing and I go on check my email, check the other email, check Facebook, check Robinhood, and then they answer the phone and I go schedule their appointment, and then I hang up and I call the next person, the phone rings, I check my email, check the other email, check Facebook, check Robinhood, like in the same exact order. And I started realizing that I was doing that and I'm like, ew, like I am literally a robot. Like I just checked this 20 seconds ago, literally. I don't have an email. Robinhood isn't going to be that different. I'm not a millionaire in 20 seconds. You know what I mean? I was like, whoa, I'm just literally mindlessly like refresh this, refresh that, refresh this, refresh that. I was like, I can't. It's too much. They got me.
They got you.
I gotta get off. And then the whole Siri thing, I was like, bro, Iris, that blew my mind. I was like, they're freaking watching me. They know that I am checking, refreshing everything every literal 20 seconds. I was like, ugh. And then that picture I posted, and I was like, look at the top. I didn't Google search anything about his cough. I didn't like text it to anybody, nothing. But I swear they heard him coughing and they're like, do you need a pediatric urgent care? And I was like, what the heck? I know, but it's just like, I could see if I Googled it. I could see if I was texting someone about it, because I know they have access to my phone, what I'm looking at. But they're literally listening
in your camera
to my child coughing in the background.
They're watching too.
Yeah, and I was like, this freaking phone.
They're watching us right now.
Yeah.
Through that camera and that camera. And my phone, is it in my pocket? Well, they're looking at the inside of my pocket right now.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And like I was thinking about selling these products that I really like, because I signed up as like a consultant just so I could get the best deal. It's like nutrition, vitamins, skincare, whatever. Like I use it, so I figured, well, I'll just post about it, and if people buy it and I make money off of it, cool. But then I'm like, I don't want to be like even more consumed with social media and like having to feel like I have to post about what I'm using and keeping up with everybody, because that's like my income now, you know? But it's like, that's the way they're making the world, where it's like you feel like you have to be all over social media to stay relevant and like make your money, and it's like freaking overwhelming.
My phone's going off. No, yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it is, but the good thing is there's actually ways to like not be consumed. Like you can still use social media to market stuff, but not be consumed and like scrolling through it all day, because there's all kinds of like third party like services that you can link all your accounts to, right? And you just post one time on like this third-party app, and it'll post it to all your shit for you. So you never have to open Facebook, and you never have to open these things. You know what I mean? You just got to find the right one.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's different though. Like if you had a business, but like what I was doing, it's very much about like, or thinking about doing is very much about connections and like people messaging you and being like, oh my gosh, you know, like feeling like you have to reach out to people so much. Sorry. But tie my hands up. But yeah, so I'm like, you know what? It's just not going to be for me because I already feel so consumed. I don't want that to be my like source of income of having to like put myself out there so much and like talk to people so much, because like the girl that I started using it because I follow her, I mean, she's like literally getting messages all day and night, literally. And she responds like instantly. And like, that's kind of how you have to be, or otherwise people are gonna like, forget it. So I'm like, that is not for me. Some other business or podcast, fine. Yeah. But I'm like, it's just so, yeah. I was like, I was literally refreshing everything every 20 seconds, and it was
stop
like,
doing it. Just stop. The only thing you can do is literally to just stop.
Yeah, like be mindful of it too.
Get around that. It's to do it or not to do it. You know? Yeah. I've stopped using like so much of the things. Like I still get on there. Like I still post on our group like 10 times a day. You know what I mean? But I do it in short bursts. I'll get on Facebook. I'll find like a bunch of cool memes or whatever, and I'll just post them, throw them out there, and then I'm jumping off. You know what I mean? I'm going back to work, and I stopped using Google. I'm not using Google anymore. You know what I mean? I'm not, I got a VPN, so I'm not being tracked anymore. Like, I'm doing all the things that I can do to, like, lessen my... Can you get your phone back? I'm doing all the things I can do to lessen my visibility, if you will, to the technocratic, whatever.
Yeah, it's just, it's pretty crazy. Once you realize it, because I think so many of us don't even realize how like just mindless we are. Just refresh.
Well, don't feel bad, because you got to remember they have the top neuroscientists in the world figuring out how to keep you refreshing over and over again.
But it's like mine is not even like, it's not like Facebook really or Instagram.
It's not.
It's my email, and like most of it is junk. Why am I obsessing over my email
itself?
Yeah.
It's not what you're looking at on the phone. It's the actual device itself that is the thing. You know what I mean? All the apps and shit that's on here, the games and the fucking YouTube and the Facebook, that's just the Trojan horse to get the device into your hands. Because once the device is into your hands, you are neurologically connected to this device, whether you want to believe it or not. Like, you are mind controlled by this thing.
I mean, I really felt like that.
In the movies, there's always, not even just the movies, but there's always the controller, right? There's always the guy who stands behind the president in the movie, right? And he's like the alien or whatever, and he's like, telepathically mind controlling the dignitary, right, doing the speech. Like, that's partially true. There's not really a dude standing behind you. What it is this phone that's standing behind you, or in your pocket, or in your hand, right, in the back of your mind, and you're just always thinking about all the shit. Like he was saying that time on that other episode, like the pharmaceutical companies in the the, what do you call them, Silicon Valley peoples, right, companies, they're all working together to do this mass manipulation of markets, right? So they're going to do things like cut the algorithms or change things so that a lot of people have these either increase or decrease in dopamine levels and things like that, so that they immediately go to the pharmaceutical industries to spend more money to buy more drugs, because they need an increase of dopamine, because Facebook killed the algorithm. Then, there's like another thing, and TikTok comes out, so now the dopamines go up, you know what I mean? And they have a new thing coming. It's just like a vicious cycle of just...
Yeah.
So you know,
it's just
again,
crazy.
the only way to escape the cycle is to just know that you're in the cycle and to just do things. You're never going to like fully escape unless you go live in the woods. Right.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But just like pull yourself out of the system as much as possible.
Yeah.
You know
Because
what I
I
mean?
think about it too with like the kids. It's like, I don't want them to be like me. You know, like I'm already like, ew, I don't want to be like this. I definitely don't want my kids to be like that and think it's normal. And it's just like, I feel like I have to be on my phone all the time. Like I have to be so accessible to everyone all the time. And it's like, it makes it harder to be in the moment, you know, like
Right.
in this real life moment, because you're just like 24/7 distracted.
So here's the thing about this, right? This is a really good point because I think that this goes right into like what we were going to talk about today, right? This whole UFO disclosure like thing, right? And it's like in that video that I posted, why now, right? Like that's my big question. Like,
Yeah.
okay, sure, there's UFOs, we know, right? There's unidentified shit, we know. There's been this forever. That's why there's been reports of it forever. The government comes out and they tell everybody, oh, you know, we know that there's UFOs, we're studying them, blah, blah, blah. 180 days till the report comes out. Here we are. Report comes out next month. So it's like, but nobody gives a shit. Why? Because what is happening to you, what you're realizing, right, is happening to every single person for the most part on this planet. Is that they're just, all of their, what's the word, like hormones and shit, all their levels in their brains of the dopamines and the whatevers, they're all off. They're all fucked up. Not just from the mind control device, but also from the food and the water and all the other shit, right? So everybody's just all out of whack. So they're like, you know what? We could just disclose aliens now. We could just tell everybody, yeah, there's aliens. We're not the smartest shit.
They won't care.
This thing. Yeah, and nobody will care. Everybody's
That's
still
true.
smashing windows because the anniversary of George Floyd's death, you know, and they're over there burning down fucking
like so distracted with everything
and it's
else.
like, yeah, dude, like they just told you aliens were here,
right?
you know. Take
We
that how
got
you
bigger
want it.
problems.
Yeah, whether you want to believe them or not, regardless, they just said aliens, or they didn't say aliens. They said that the UFOs are real and that they can't explain it.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit, by the way. Have we talked about this? Have we talked about how they're bullshitting everybody?
Hold on a second.
About the UFOs?
Before we get into that,
What?
you were just talking about the people's brains being all messed up, hormones. We gotta get you some of this.
What is this?
That is pure cranberry.
Show and tell.
Such high iodine levels in it. Iodine clears out.
Can I put my mouth on this?
No.
He
It's
drinks
expired.
out of it. It's
expired.
probably not that bad.
So why would you give it to me?
I was just telling you to look at it.
Oh, I thought you were telling me to drink this expired ass.
Well,
fruit.
it's probably not that expired, but
I drink off of it straight. 'Cause I'm the
he
only
does
one that
drink
drinks
it.
But dude, that stuff, the iodine in it clears out heavy metals in your iodine receptor.
It tastes like crap though, so beware.
You only take a shot of it. But bromide, fluoride, and a bunch of other stuff. Fluoride.
Did you say what it is?
Iodine receptors. It's
Pure cranberry juice, not from concentrate.
Not from concentrate. Tastes like poison.
Tastes
Why do you have the
terrible.
microphone turned around? Are you?
It's picking you.
Oh, I got you. It's a hot mic. Hot mic. Okay.
Works real good.
Yeah, it's real good.
Worked real good.
Pure cranberry. Get you some
cream on the
and
mic. Hopefully you guys can hear him right now.
get uncalcified.
New shirt. Get uncalcified. Pure cranberry.
Dude, you just have not a sponsor, but you could have like the Lakewood or whatever, and then just say uncalcified. Anyway, back to aliens.
Tastes so bad
man.
it must work.
Yeah, so look, man, you know, everybody's mind controlled and they're stupid right now, so nobody cares that they're releasing UFOs, which is absurd to me. But what I was saying, they're bullshitting everybody. Okay, in that teaser video that I posted yesterday, or 2 days ago, whatever it was, and you can hear Obama say, we don't know, we can't explain this shit, right?
But they know what some of it's our stuff, right?
Bro, I know what it is.
Yeah.
I know what it is.
Put those documents out there.
I know where the patent, you can look up the patent, anybody can look up the patent, you know, of it's called a 3B. It's a triangular
So if
spacecraft.
it's not really a UFO, then why do they want us to think
Here's
that
the
it
thing.
is?
It's called an UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena, not UFO. So
Right.
the unidentified aerial phenomena, here's the thing. If I see it and I don't know what it is, technically it's an unidentified aerial phenomena. Okay. Now, somebody knows what this is. Now, here's my point that I was thinking. These videos that were released recently from like the ones that the Pentagon said were legit, that came off of like Navy ships.
Yeah.
Okay. They're looking at these objects, these TR-3B triangular spacecraft, through their infrared scopes and all this shit. They're watching them.
Yeah.
There's, in my mind, there's 2 reasons why they wouldn't have shot them down. Number 1, they're ours. Why would you shoot down your own shit? Now, I'm not saying everybody on the boat, I'm not saying the guy looking through the infrared goggles knew it was ours. He probably has no idea. He's low level,
Yeah,
right? He doesn't
right.
know shit, you know? He's just like, oh shit, I'm on a UAP. Sir, we got a UAP here. I don't know what it's a triangular spacecraft. I don't know what this is, right? Now he tells his boss, who tells his boss, blah, 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 up the chain it goes. And they're like, yeah, just let it be. Just observe. Stand down and observe.
There was a coked out Air Force guy a handful of years ago that shot his own plane out of the sky. Shot a friendly plane out of the sky. He was all coked up. So it's like you'd see something that's could be enemy. Fire it well.
Right. So it's like, I don't know, man. The point is they know what the spacecraft is. They know what it is. The patents are out there.
Yeah. So what was number 2?
Number 2 is it's an actual alien, and they know if they shoot at it, we're fucked.
Yeah. Ooh.
Because it's not the Chinese. It's not the Russians. It's not Iran. I don't care what anybody's going to say. And I personally think they're going to use this as the pretext for a false flag event. There's going to be a new one. 9/11 was one. Coronavirus is another one. There's going to be the next one is going to be a space-based false flag. Project Bluebeam. It's either going to be it might not be a fake alien invasion. It might not be the fake coming of Christ. It could just be a fake space Pearl Harbor from China. Just done by our own intelligence agencies or Mossad or some shit. Or it could be done by China. Who the fuck knows? But that's what's going to happen. There's going to be an attack on our satellites. The GPS is going to go out, or the Wi-Fi, or the fucking whatever is going to go out. And they're going to blame it on these unidentified craft that we just can't keep up with. Can't keep up with them. And they just took our shit out. And they're going to do the whole blue beam situation.
So you think that this stuff is just our stuff, and they're saying that it's alien or whatever the case, so that we believe this false flag event. That's what you think. Not that it's actually aliens.
100%. I don't believe it's actually aliens. You know, I've said this before. You know,
I don't want it to be aliens.
everybody wants it to be aliens, but do you really?
No, I really don't. One of my least favorite movies was, what was that alien movie? Like that first big alien movie.
Cloverfield? Was it the sketchy one?
No, not Cloverfield.
Not sketchy, but like, you know, it was all like...
No,
shaky.
not Cloverfield. Before that.
Signs.
Signs.
With Mel Gibson, right?
Yes. Oh, that movie scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, when the alien first walked across
that one scene. Oh, I can see it. It's giving me chills. Ugh.
I mean, so...
we went on our first
we went
date.
on a date. Yeah.
That was an alien movie.
Sorry,
we thought it was
guys,
like a
I'm
ghost movie,
terrible.
but it turned into an alien.
It was so scary. Yeah.
With the owls?
I was so scared. Yeah, because it was like the owls were aliens, and then I would drop him off at home when we first started dating, and it'd be late at night, and there'd be an owl, and I'd be like, ah. And then one time, an owl legitimately flew into my car, bounced off of my car like a friggin' football, and then flew back at my car in the middle of the night.
Owls are symbolic.
Of what?
I don't know. You have to
Ew,
look that up.
don't tell me
Some
that.
Illuminati
I
symbolism.
hope it's not creepy.
That's what the effigy thing is.
Yeah, the big effigy.
I
Moloch.
literally had a heart attack.
Yeah, Moloch's an owl.
A what?
Moloch?
Moloch?
Bohemian Grove. It's an owl.
The
Why does that sound familiar?
The giant stone owl Moloch that they do the cremation of care when they burn the effigy of a child at the feet, the Bohemian Grove.
It's all sounding
Bohemian Grove.
very
Just look it up.
familiar.
Google it. Bohemian Grove. Bohemian Grove. Field trip. Oh man,
I heard it sometime somewhere.
that's funny.
But yeah. So I'm very scared of aliens, at least the ones in the movies. But I'm scared of everything, so you know.
I just, I think if aliens were really here, I think if there was like a super intelligent species that was here observing or helping us along or whatever the case is, right? If they were here, they're not going to be hidden. They're not going to talk to the secret man in charge at the CIA.
Yeah, like why? They don't need to.
What do? Like, how does this work? Do they just like come into our airspace and then like they get radioed by Space Command and they're like, hey, you need to talk to the president because he's the guy, or you need to talk to whoever it is that's in charge, and nobody else on the planet can know you're here except the secret man, It's like,
what I just thought of, like, I saw somebody post on Facebook one time, like, why do we not spend as much money on searching like the oceans and like all of that as much as we do in space? And like we don't know half of the animals that are in the ocean. So I was thinking just now, I had a thought. What if they are trying to get us to focus so much on space and aliens, which are in space, and looking up at all this weird stuff to deter us from looking or wondering what's going on below, like the hollow earth and like extraterrestrial things, but from the other direction below us, you know?
Yeah. Dude, I mean, could be 100%. I mean, everything is a psyop, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Everything is a
distraction.
Yeah, everything's a distraction, man. Could be. You could be 100% right. I mean, I do believe that there is shit under the ocean that they know about that they don't want us to know about. So I 100% have no problem.
What do you think about the Bermuda Triangle?
I know that they launch all the rockets off the off Canaveral. All those rockets fly right over the Bermuda Triangle.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they arch out to the east so that they can use the momentum of the Earth's rotation to pick up more speed to get into space a little easier and save fuel and all that good shit. But yeah, the trajectory is right over the Bermuda Triangle.
So why do you think they'd be going there?
I don't know. Maybe space isn't really out there. It's another fucking dimension. Maybe they're launching rockets into the Bermuda Triangle and they're just teleporting into other dimensions. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, because I saw this thing on Facebook. I don't know if we recorded when I was saying I need to get off of my phone, but yeah, like some boat with like 6 people on it went missing in the Bermuda Triangle recently. And so anyways, that just popped into my head. I'm like, what's the deal with that? I know so many people go missing there, but what are the theories?
It's always been a thing, right? The Bermuda Triangle has always been infamous because of all the ships and planes and shit that have just been lost in that area.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not just the Bermuda Triangle. I think there's another one on the other side of the planet, globe, world, whatever you want to call it. It's called like the Dragon Triangle or something. I don't know. There's another one. Right. And the same thing. So I personally think it's just energetic stuff. It could be like some wormhole, like I was saying, some portal to another timeline or another dimension of some kind. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know that the geomancy thing, the ley lines, right? All of the grid, the natural grid that goes across the world, right? That is energized, that like ancient sites are built on and like cities are built on and like all of this stuff. Like that's just like a grid of energy on this thing we live on that we call Earth, right? So why wouldn't there be places like the Bermuda Triangle, right? That could be just an enhanced area, a vortex area where this energy just does whatever. Who knows?
It's crazy.
So, but yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that they do launch right out over the Bermuda Triangle. Don't know if that's just a coinkydink. Maybe I'm just conspiracy
Probably not. I think we've learned enough to know that nothing is a coincidence.
Yeah, pretty sure about that. What's on the computer? Is that Moloch I see on the computer? Good for him.
That's creepy.
Good for him. Yep. But yeah, so the I don't know, man. It's really odd to me, first of all, that the government's acknowledging the UFOs, but it's even more odd to me that nobody gives a shit. Like, that's super odd to me.
I personally don't really care, but I guess that's why a lot of things I don't I don't really care about, because it's like my life is not invested in that being like truth or not truth. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I can understand like if somebody was so like invested on like aliens being real or not or whatever, if it blows their mind, then it might be a big deal. But for me, it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, who knows?
I mean, it would be crazy if it's real, but I guess I'm at the point where it's like, I don't believe anything
Yeah.
anybody says. And so they could say all they want. It doesn't mean I believe them, you know?
I
So I
think
kind of don't care.
I wonder, like if so, like maybe nobody cares because I don't even know, man. It's like the timing of it is so weird, like the why now thing again, right?
How about this? Why do you care?
Why? I mean, I care because I know that there's so much sketchy shit going on, and then like one of the big factors is what I was just about to say is like, of all of the time in history that people have been claiming to see shit in the sky, which is all of history, right? This is the first time that we have technology that can kind of keep up with this kind of thing, right? Like, let's say an advanced alien species came out of the sky. We are now, and only now, at the point where we could kind of explain it to the people, right? We could say, hey, look, this is an advanced civilization with technology similar to our phones and our internet, but it's just more we have a way to explain it and relate it to the people now. So it really makes me wonder, like, of all of the expanse of human history, the eons, right? Why in just this piece, this tiny little fragment of when we have the technology to explain it, is it going to be like known? They're going to show themselves, like they're prepping us, like, here, we're going to show you the Space Brothers. The Space Brothers are going to be part of our community now. But we just had to wait until right now when we had the 5G and we had the, you know what I mean? It's just really odd to me that this is the timing. Do you remember, you guys watched The Cosmos with Neil deGrasse Tyson?
A little bit.
Did you guys ever see the part where he's like, you know, all of human history is expanded in 250,000, whatever he says. And then he puts it on a calendar and he's like, this is only 1 second out of our year, right? Of the universe.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of like what I'm thinking. I'm like, dude, of the whole expanse of human history, in this one little fraction of a second of it, this is when the aliens reveal themselves. We also have the tech. We also have everything to join them as the Space Brothers. It's like, dude, bullshit, bro. It's all a facade, man. They're creating...
Yeah.
Do you want to know the Charlie Kramer explanation?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've got to explain the rapture somehow.
Yeah, for
And it
sure.
can't be
Alien
God.
abduction.
Can't be God.
No, it's not even that they're going to explain it that way. They're just going to
That's what
condition
people
you to not
think.
care.
Uh,
It's you're going to be so overwhelmed with everything. It's like, oh, my mom disappeared, and there's aliens, and there's this, and there's that, and everything. And I was going to church, and half the church didn't just show up anymore. Like, why am I here?
Why am I still here? Well,
And then you just don't care because they changed, Facebook's front page is different now.
Yeah, and they change your DNA and...
They're like,
well, you don't think
it's
they'll
not
just
the same
explain
blue
it off
anymore.
as an alien abduction?
They could, but they could also just...
Why not?
I mean, they have to stack the deck, right? If my whole family is just gone, and there's all the tragedies of what happened when they disappeared. They were driving a car, and now they're just into the traffic.
Look, I just got to say one thing. People, don't be stuck here for that. Please.
But they'll have to explain it somehow, and they'll also have to condition you to just stop caring.
I'll be gone.
Yeah, it could be, man. Could be. I think we've talked about something like that too, like what's actually coming that they're going to try to fake us into thinking.
Dude, there's a legit Project Blue Beam, whatever it is, it's 100% gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I look at the future from a biblical perspective. Life goes on after one of the most unexplainable events ever. A huge portion of the population is going to be gone with no explanation to anybody except I got to go dig out, that weird guy, his Bible off of his, his dusty Bible off of his desk and try to figure out what the heck happened. Some people are going to know, isn't this what that guy was talking about? And he's gone?
Yeah.
But you can't care.
Yeah.
Because and he can't be right because what does that mean?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's some deep shit, man. That this kind of stuff freaks me out more than anything, to be honest with you. Like, this stuff right here freaks me out more than like all the shit we've talked about is like the spiritual warfare type shit. It's like, what the fuck is going on, bro? It's deep. It's deep.
As it should be.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he says, I come like a thief in the night. Boom, gone. You'll never see me coming. Scary.
It's wild.
But that's like, I was listening to this guy, he was talking about, he's like, I'm not looking for the signs of the end. I'm listening for the trumpet. So he's not looking at it like a bad thing, like, oh, this is the end. He's like, I'm listening for the trumpet because he's fixing to wrap this up.
Right. That's how I look at it too. Like, people that are so focused, people that are Christians that are so focused on the end times, because I know there's people that are not Christians that are focused on the end of the world. It's the same, but not really, you know? But people that are Christians that are so obsessive over the end times, it kind of bothers me, because it's like, you're so focused on proving like this is happening, blah, 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 that you're not even focusing on like, how are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, are you, being how you should be in your faith? Like, are you trying to give the message to anybody and everybody so that they don't get left behind? It's like the focus. I don't know. I feel like a lot of this stuff going on too could just be to distract people from what's really important. You know what I mean? So it's like they're just focusing so much on these signs and things that are happening that they're not focusing on like
getting right.
Yeah, what really matters.
Yeah.
But
so to kind of change subject, but not really, have you noticed the people who were bitching, and I shouldn't even say that because they were kind of right? Because fuck Nazis. But, the people who run around like punch a Nazi and like everybody's a Nazi and everybody's a fascist, right? And like fuck fascism and all. Like, those people are the same people who are backing Hamas right now with the whole Jerusalem, Palestine thing. Have you realized that the same people who were like punch a Nazi are now demonizing the very same people that the Nazis were trying to exterminate?
One of the people said, I can't remember who it was, some celebrity guy, C-list, D-list celebrity guy, was like, Hitler was doing a good job.
Jesus. Look, bro, I got into I'm not even going to say a debate, because it wasn't a debate. I fucking demolished this kid on Facebook because he posted some stupid shit about how, Israel was the colonizer and they were taking the land from Palestine and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you're only right if you limit your view of history to like a couple hundred years. If you take the whole scope of time of what's going on over there and you just like cut off, you trim it. Like, when you're doing a video, you trim off the end, right? You trim off the beginning, right? To get that nice little sweet spot you want. That's what you're fucking doing when you say stupid shit like that. And anybody who doesn't understand this is just a fucking idiot, because you go back thousands of years, you'll know who the fuck's land it was and how it got taken from them, right? And that I'm not, now again, I'll sit here and say that history is probably fake and who the fuck knows, so that might not be 100% true, but as far as the history we're given,
right,
these people are fucking retarded. There's an inversion of reality happening right here. You remember we always talk about the inversion, right? The what's up is down type shit, right? It's literally like the perversion and inversion of the natural order of things. And that's what you see with all of these little aspects that are happening in our society, including these dumbasses who are backing some fucking terrorist organization firing rockets. It's like,
it's bad too, man.
And they're like, oh, it's just such a use of force. Israel shouldn't go in there and kill all those people. Yeah, you're right, man. It's really fucked up, and it's sad that women and children are getting bombed and shit, but it's even more sad that these terrorists are using women and children as shields to protect their fucking artillery. But guess what? You fire a rocket into my house, I don't give a fuck who's standing in front of your rocket launcher. I'm blowing that shit up. Period.
Yeah. What's crazy is Israel's rules of engagement. They'll call up the place they're going to bomb and say, empty it. we're gonna hit it. And that's how they're missing a whole lot of their targets, because you call a hotel up and tell them you're gonna bomb it because they've got a bad guy in there, and so everybody leaves. Well, so does the Hamas guy. So they keep missing the people because their rules of engagement are so top tier.
Mm-hmm.
They do not want to kill one single civilian, and they've done a really good job at not doing. It's crazy.
It happens. It's war, right? Like you're gonna. It's fucked up. Like I said, it's sad that women and kids are dying, or anybody's dying. It's sad. It sucks.
Well, guess what? They're dying here because of this freaking vaccine.
Yeah, that's true.
Just saying.
That's true.
Who's sad about that?
Man.
Huh?
Look at the suicide rates.
Who's posting about that on Facebook?
Nobody anymore. No,
it's not funny, but
it's
it's the truth.
Man.
Yeah,
it's the same people. You know what I mean?
There's something evil in there, man.
They're just stupid, man. It's the same people who will literally go out and say like all cops are bastards, and it's like, and you're gonna be the first person to call the cops when somebody comes kicking your door in and they fucking shoot you or whoever.
No, they'll call the cops because you're not wearing a mask.
Oh, that too. Yeah, you're not wearing a mask. You're gonna call the cops. Yeah, something easy as that. But for real,
defund the police.
Yeah, but for real, something goes down. Who are you going to call, bro? And I know people say that a lot. Like I hear that a lot on videos and podcasts. But like seriously, who's got the answer? Who the fuck are you going to call if it's not the cops?
Yeah, and you're anti-gun, so you can't even friggin' defend yourself either.
I got Uncle Tony and his friends. They're gonna come in.
Uncle Dino.
Uncle Dino, Tony, Vito, and Bobby. Let's send them over there. No, you're gonna call the cops, dude.
Or you're gonna call your neighbor down the street that's got all the guns.
Don't call me. Don't call me. If I see you posting stupid shit like that and you try to call me, nah.
You got a defund the police flag in your front yard?
Yeah.
I'm good. And I'm not even like super pro cop. People who know me and have known me my whole life, no, I'm not even super pro cop. You know, I'm like a stoner, right? I'm like that. I'm on that level of like fuck the police. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like really fuck the police, but I'm like stoner level fuck the police. You know, you see him and you're like, oh shit, there's cops. Don't look.
You're not like, you should
don't make eye contact.
Oh man, I see a cop in public. I'm like, hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? Like it's fine.
Yeah.
It's because you're white. You can do that, Jeff. My last name's Fernandez. I'm starting to put Hispanic on all my paperwork from now on because I feel like the government is honestly, not just the government, but I feel like people in general are legit discriminating against white people, white males in particular.
Dude, when I go on to apply for whatever job, college, whatever I've done, I've always strategically black or white. I'm like, oh, this is something I'll be white for.
White, black, white.
Yep.
White, black.
It is confusing though nowadays. I have to say, like I mean, you're black. Like people aren't gonna question you.
He's more of like a.
He looks more Spanish to people, but
it's like a what's the color?
Tan.
It's like a dark sandstone.
It's like a perfect. Whatever it is perfect.
Like a
cappuccino sandstone.
No, but like our kids, like he usually will put black on his paperwork. And obviously I'm white. Our kids though, they don't look like him or me. You know what I mean? Like they look mixed, but you couldn't, if you didn't know, you might not know that they're quarter black.
Hispanic.
I'm putting black.
You should put black. You're black now.
But
too.
I'm just saying, like, how do we know? How do you choose? Do you choose?
Yeah, you can choose
which one you're gonna. I mean, you know what? Yes.
Yep.
We choose what we identify as.
Your body.
I identify as a vaccinated person, so you can't mess with me.
Cheers. Cheers to that. I'm now Hispanic. Oh, I've always
I
been
identify
Hispanic,
as whatever I want.
I'm going to from now on be Hispanic on the paperwork as well, so that I can not be discriminated against for being a fucking white dude. I'm also probably going to come out as gay soon. Just to cover I got to cover all the bases with this podcast. We talk about a lot of sketchy shit. If I'm a gay Hispanic man,
people are gonna,
good.
like you more.
They'll love me. We'll go viral real quick. We'll get a blue check mark in like a week.
You're gonna like tick all the boxes for everybody,
And then like have an injury too. Be disabled.
Be disabled.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Can I just
we're going
identify as a disabled person, or do I have to actually be disabled?
You'd be transabled.
There's a lot of different disabilities out there.
I'm not good with pain.
No. You don't actually have an injury. There's a thing called transabled or transableist. Or
are you joking?
No. This is 100% real. You can. identify as a disabled person. So you're able.
Can I collect government checks?
They don't recognize it yet.
The government doesn't.
Yet.
But the woke community does. And
The
hey,
woke community does. So
Yeah.
if I know I got to make a list.
They're
We
the
just gotta.
open-minded ones. So.
I need to. What did they call that in school when you had to do the writing class and you had to write the story? But
Creative writing.
But beforehand, you had to do the diagram with the circle.
Ugh, the worst.
circle.
Oh, diagramming.
It's
Oh
just
no, that's a.
like the story. I don't know. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
The plot.
The plot diagram where you draw
Yeah.
a circle. So
Ugh,
this is what I need to
I
do. Circle
hated
with me
those.
in the middle, and then all the little ones, and it's got to be Hispanic, gay.
That's called intersectionalism.
disabled. Intersectional. I like.
Where do you line up on the intersection? Where do you intersect?
I got to see what gets the most money from the government.
Black, female, non-cisgendered,
Single parent.
single, with a disability.
And a drug problem, is that good or bad?
Prior drug problem.
Legal drug problem, like addicted to opiates.
Pills. Yeah.
That's fine.
That's good. Okay. I'm gonna write up the paperwork when I get home, guys.
Dude.
Yeah, because then you can deal the pills and it's not so bad
This is
because they're not
productive.
illegal drugs, you know?
This has been a productive podcast. I hope everybody.
Are we going to
handles
leave
their
this part in?
paperwork. Yeah, we're leaving this in. Fuck
What's
yeah.
going in, dude? We're in a topsy-turvy world, man. You can just be whatever you want.
It's true.
I'm
That's
identifying that this is not offensive.
I'm a they.
I'm identifying that this is not offensive. Oh, God, you're. This
That's
guy.
a good shirt.
I'm identifying this is not offensive. Wow. I have to make that tonight before somebody else gets on that. So.
Well,
Yeah.
it's going to be the name of the
We got to
episode.
copyright that.
That's hilarious, man.
Well,
What were we talking about?
I don't
the
know.
UFOs. Yeah, UFOs. Yeah, we got into that.
aliens.
Aliens. Blue beam's coming. It's gonna happen.
It's coming, man.
Um,
It's not what you think it is, but it is coming.
That's crazy. Oh, did you see that? There's like a 90-day thing now for the intelligence agencies to give the report on the origins of the COVID-19 virus.
Oh, wow. Wonder what that'll say.
It'll say it came from a lab.
No, now they're saying there's a deep underground cave in China that is where this may have originated.
Of course.
But they only had 2 years to build it.
We'll see. We'll see in 90 days. I said over a year ago, we didn't have a podcast then, so nobody can really.
Why is it 90 days?
That's just
like, who decided that?
Biden was like, intelligence agencies have 90 days to give the report on where this originated. Was it the lab? Was it the?
Well, there's
was it the
also-
market?
Honestly,
Negotiations
that
with China.
scares me a little more than like this Project Bluebeam stuff because I'm like, if it comes out that it's not anything what all of these people think, I feel like it's gonna be bad.
Oh, it's gonna be war.
Like bad news
It's gonna
bears.
be war. But it's gonna tie right in with this unknown technology flying around in the sky. That's right. Oh, it ended up being China's super space triangles.
Yeah, like I'm
And
kind of
they- and they
scared
did the
for that
virus
90
too.
days to come up.
We gotta give them some freedom, and that's what's gonna happen. And you're gonna be looking at a 100-year war with fucking China or some crazy shit. You know what I mean?
That'd be
Yeah.
nuts.
You hear
What's
that
the
plane flying
date?
over? That's a fucking China. That's a China plane. And people can be like, "You're anti-Chinese." I like Chinese people. I
Chinese
actually have a couple
government.
of friends who are like Chinese, and they're probably the coolest friends I have.
That's
to be
what they
honest
all
with you.
say,
No offense to the
Jeffrey.
rest of you. But no, it's the
I'm just
it's
kidding.
It's
the
the government.
it's the government, man. It's the intelligence agency.
Same here, dude.
Same
Love
here.
Americans. Don't like the American government.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's so true,
it's
man.
not their fault.
Nah, if it comes out that I don't think they'll ever come out that it was made in the lab. It was 100% for sure made in the lab.
don't
You think they're
they'll
gonna
ever come
lie? You think they're gonna lie?
out? I think they're gonna give us redacted info, just like I think next month.
Oh, that would be
Mm.
something, dude. It's a fully blacked out
Yeah,
report.
just like next month with the UFO
my
or the
gosh.
UAP
All
report,
blacked out,
it's
dude.
all gonna be redacted. Our buddy Jeremy from Infinite Rabbit Hole messaged the other day. He's like, "Jeff, don't ruin this shit for me, bro." And then he was like, "It's probably just gonna be redacted." And I'm like, "Dude, honestly, you're probably
You're
right.
right.
Like of
Yeah.
all the other theories that I could come up with, like
I
just
mean,
a blank.
I'd
fucking
honestly
sheet of
be
paper.
okay with. I'd be okay with it if it's redacted because yeah, like I'd be scared if they
Ugh.
actually told the truth, and all of these people who are so invested in the like reality that we've been told, if they found out that it's not true from the government,
They don't. That's the thing.
they'd
they don't
freaking
care.
lose it.
No,
I
they
feel
wouldn't.
like they would
Look
though.
what they did with Hillary Clinton. Look what they did with Epstein. That is gone.
It doesn't matter, but like
Is it?
these people's lives have totally changed. They've
For now, no one's pressing the issue.
gotten this vaccine, lived in fear. Like if people found out that this is like something that was created,
Yeah, it'll be.
they're gonna lose it.
People are getting drug out in the streets if that happens. That's all I'm.
I
not by
think
me.
so.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
it'll happen. You know what I'm saying?
I think so too.
I don't think so.
Here's what the thing is, man.
You
What
can't
you
go
just
against
said.
China.
What you just said a second ago. What did you say again?
I said Hillary got away with it. Epstein
Epstein.
would have.
Did not kill himself.
Epstein did not get away. Listen, I heard this the other day. Maybe you heard this as well on the Tinfoil Hat podcast.
I didn't listen to it yet.
Okay, one of the guys on there in the last couple episodes, he was laying out a few possibilities. He was like, here's possibility. Reality 1 is everything is the way they tell you. You
Mhm.
live in reality 1. Boom. Reality 2 is like, everything is bullshit, and everything is like controlled, conspiracy world. Like that's reality 2, right?
Mhm.
Reality 3 is like another layer of that where it's like, reality 3 was that the deep state, the lizard people, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've been done. They're done. They've been gone. We already defeated them.
Hmm.
But the chaos that it would have caused for the new ruling class, which let's just hope are good people, right? The chaos it would cause for them to just come out and say, hey, by the way, you guys are being run by lizard people this whole time, and they fucked all of society up, right?
Yeah.
And they backtracked you like 100 years or 1,000 years. If they said that, of course, it'd be mayhem. So instead of doing that, they slowly are like reversing what's happening by like leaking information, catching people like Epstein, the green screens with Biden and shit, right? Maybe
Crazy.
Biden's not really there. Maybe there is no Biden. Biden's just a fucking Goldstein from 1984 who doesn't exist, right? He's another Bin Laden who doesn't really exist. Same with like a lot of these people, like the whole Trump thing could have just been bullshit. Deep fakes, green screens. Did you ever see Trump in person?
He did.
Okay, but do you know?
Did you
get
touch him?
close enough
Did
to
you
him to
touch him?
verify it was him and not a double or a clone? Or a clone even. You wouldn't even know. So the point is, maybe all of this theater that's happening, this dismantling, because we're watching the dismantling of the deep state, right? That's
Yeah.
why you see all this shit happening. Maybe this dismantling of the deep state already happened, but they're just giving us the theater of it now, so they can give us like 100 years to slowly cushion our,
Trauma.
trauma of realizing what the fuck's going on. Instead of just giving it all to us, they're like, we have to stretch this out over 100 years or so and just kind of like work it back into the population. And I was like, damn, that's deep, bro. That's deep, bro.
Well, maybe.
All the shit they're spraying out of the chemtrails. What if it's not the chemicals that are hurting us? What if that was already done? What if the chemicals they're spraying now are trying to reverse those effects?
That's what I thought for a little bit with the vaccine.
Could be.
What if the vaccine
Yeah, he
is
was
the
saying he
protection
thinks it's-
and all the people who don't get it, they're the ones they want to be eliminated? And so there's whatever they're spraying is only going to kill unvaccinated people.
Well,
Or
I
whatever's
kind
in the
of
food
think
might
that's
be.
possible too. I thought you meant,
Could be.
could be that. Well, yeah, because if they
You want to get rid of free thinkers if you're taking
Right.
over the world.
if
Free
the
thinkers
people
are
who
not
are free
getting the
thinkers are the
virus.
ones who
Or
are
the
not getting the
vaccine.
vaccine, so let's let them die.
No, but here's what I'm saying.
But
What if we're on
that's
the-
not what he's talking
No,
about.
what I'm saying is like it's the opposite.
Yeah.
They want free thinkers to populate the new world. So they're getting rid of all of the people who are not free thinkers. The people who are willing to eat the GMOs, the people who are willing to get the jab, the people who are willing to install 5G on all their devices, those people will eventually be weeded out over the course of this 100-year cycle.
Yeah,
right?
wondering.
Leaving only critical thinking people and their offspring.
Can you opt out of 5G on your cell phone?
No.
Because I have like the newest iPhone, and I notice now 5G, and I'm
You can
like,
turn off
why?
like your 5G thing, but it's not like really turning off your 5G. It's it's like a little. It's like using airplane mode. You could put your phone in airplane mode. You can still make a call. You can still call 911.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like you're still connected.
Right.
So
Whew. Well, that's interesting. I guess that's like a more hopeful version of things.
question everything, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's what makes this all so confusing.
It is confusing, but it's only confusing if you believe something.
I feel like they put so much of their faith in Trump and Q and these people that are not gonna actually save them from anything.
Right.
Like if you believe in God and
Right. Yeah.
eternity and heaven
These
and
false
hell,
idols, right?
right? It's like, what is going? Like, it just is. It's like mind blowing that even the people who say they're Christians and say they believe in God are so easily manipulated to put so much of their faith in like this person, right? And it's like, it just is like, no matter what side you're on, or actually, no, if you're on a side, you're screwed. Like, you are screwed. If you're on the opposite of the QAnon people, you're screwed. If you're a QAnon who puts your faith in Trump and Q, that everything's going to be better because of them, you're screwed. The people like us who, it's like, sure, those people might be doing good stuff, but it's like, they're not changing the world and your eternity.
What
you
is
know?
the key to Zen? Do you remember what the key to Zen is?
No.
The middle of the road, right? Not taking any hard, I don't know the exact word, but not taking any hard stance on anything, right? This is middle of the road, right? I'm fucking up the middle, dude. You know what I mean? I'm not going to die on any of these hills because, it's like what you're saying. Like if you're on a team, if you get stuck in a tribe, you know what I mean? Like you got to toe the line, dude, or you're not part of the tribe anymore, and nobody wants to be left out of the tribe.
But it's just interesting because it's like, yeah, it almost feels like manipulation on whatever side you're on to take your focus off of like what really matters.
Yeah.
It's like they think they're all gung-ho about, like Trump and Q and we're gonna, catch all these pedophiles and deep state and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, tear it all down.
They were cheering a military dictatorship in America. I was like,
Here's
But
the
it's
thing,
like,
man.
if that's what your whole life is based off of right now, like, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're wrong. And same for the other side. And I feel like that's what they want, though. Not
It's a
the Q
psyop.
people, but the people that rule the world. That's what they want. Everybody, no matter what side you're on, if you're on a side, you are distracted from what really matters.
Here's what the problem is. Let's just assume that Q is an individual person.
Yeah.
Right? Let's just say that Q is a guy. Q is controlled opposition. Q is CIA. Okay, just like
Yeah.
we've talked about this. Every other movement, the CIA infiltrates the top levels of it and they control it. Okay, so a lot of info that came out of the QAnon thing is good info, right? Because I know what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
There has to be good info. Otherwise, the breadcrumbs won't lead enough people down enough holes to
Right.
create a movement. So they give a lot of truth in the QAnon. All those drops, a lot of it was real, a lot of it was bullshit. The problem is that the controlling forces of QAnon was controlled opposition. It was a psyop. It was, the CIA or whoever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the whole thing that happened like on January 6th, that wasn't just like the regular people, like my friend who's a QAnon guy. Like that wasn't him going to do this thing. No, it was like just whole bullshit social media movement and like the psyop and the control.
It's not, I'm not against that people are like wanting somebody that's going to do the right thing or that there are people that are doing the right things. But if you're saying you're a Christian specifically and you're putting so much of your life and your energy and faith in like these worldly things still, it's not right.
Right.
And it's like such a big distraction from what you should really be thinking. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I believe a lot of that stuff too, that it's real and whatever, and good. It's good stuff, but that they're doing. Hopefully,
I think the problem.
it's just it doesn't change my life.
Yeah.
Like whether these, like I'm not sitting there waiting for the next Q drop of information.
Some people are. And the reason I never got deep into Q, right? Because I remember like the first Q drop. I remember, and I did for a little bit, like the first few drops, like I was in because I was like, oh, this is interesting. There's some info
It's
here,
interesting,
right? So I was getting sucked in, but I realized as soon as the narrative went to trust the plan,
Yeah.
That's when I was like, no, wait, hold on. You had me. You had all these drops. You were putting out info. You were attaching stuff with WikiLeaks. There was good info, shit that I had already known about, but they were connecting more dots. But then as soon as they were like, trust the plan, trust us, we're gonna handle this, but you just gotta wait. That's when I was like, you're full of shit.
Putting your faith, just trust.
Nobody's gonna come to save you. I don't trust
nobody.
My thing is nobody's coming to save you. Okay?
Right.
When we talk to Ryan and Maya, right, and they're super Christian too, right? But her thing, and one of the reasons why I like their take on it, was that nobody's coming to save you. Even though they believe in Jesus, right? And they believe that's going to save them on some level, that's not going to save them here in this world. Like nobody's coming to save them in this reality. Not even Jesus in this realm. Yeah, right. Nothing is saving you except yourself. You know what I'm saying? And then after you can save yourself in this realm, then you can worry about how you're being saved eternally. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my idea of what's being said. Sort of. But in this realm, you got to save yourself, man. And that doesn't mean just like dog eat dog. It just means like you got to take care, like you were saying. If you're not worried about yourself, why are you posting? Okay, I'm not going to say his name. Some people will know who I'm talking about. Somebody that I know posts stupid shit on Facebook all the time because they want fucking, I don't know, woke points or something, right? Which is fine. I don't care. But like, when you say stupid shit, and then when somebody says something and calls you out, like I did, I was like, yo, this is some stupid shit. And I was kind of nice about it, honestly, because I liked the guy. I was like, bro, you're my friend, but this is stupid, right? And then they were like, why? And I was like, here's why, right? And then then you get blocked on Facebook, right? Not that I care. I'm not a girl about it. No offense to you for being a girl, but it's just like that whole fucking thing, man. Like people are just so fucking sucked into their own little tiny ecosystems. They're not thinking out of the box, not thinking fourth dimensionally, they're not doing anything for themselves to better themselves. They're just trashing other people because they want other people, they want the outside to give them what they, to feel good. They want everybody else to give them shit so that they feel really good about themselves. Right?
Real life Facebook feed.
Yeah. Instead of doing the things themselves to feel good and projecting that out to other people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I've been guilty of it too. I think we've all been guilty of it. For sure. You know what I mean? But when you can sit there and realize, even just once a day, you're like, wait, am I doing this because I want recognition, or am I doing this because I want to project like some positive outcome? You know what I mean? Like, you're not nobody's gonna save you, man. You just gotta save yourself.
Yeah, it's all internal. And then it's not just internal, but external in trying to bring, whatever you believe, salvation, happiness, peace to other people, spreading the good news, the message of whatever you believe, but I just feel like, our society is so just distracted. No matter what side you're on, if you're on a side, you are just being taken for a ride, honestly.
Here's what I did. Is your Facebook like it's all white and blue, like you use the regular Facebook colors? Okay.
Yeah. So why?
Well, I've had Facebook in dark mode for like years now, so it's all been black for years and years. So I put it in regular mode, like I turned dark mode off, so now it's all white. Dude, that shit's like uncomfortable to look at now. Like it just looks clunky. You know what I mean? So like all day today, I've been opening up Facebook and I see it's all white, and I'm like, ugh, and I just like turn it off, and I'm like, ugh. I don't want to be on that. It's all clunky and nasty.
Maybe I'll try dark mode.
Yeah, like change it up. Do something to like throw yourself off so you're not comfortable. Because right now you're just comfortable. You're just comfortable opening up whatever app it is and just scrolling through it for 30 minutes. You know what I mean? And just rotting away. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
The white light. That's why all of its Twitter, Facebook, Instagram's all white. The white light has the most blue light in it, and blue light disrupts your circadian rhythms, so it'll keep you up at night.
Well, I use a blue light filter on my phone 24 hours a day.
That's why it doesn't work on you.
I don't.
See,
I did, but I took it off because when I was trying to edit photos, the color was off.
Look, what you just said, Creamer, bro. That's why it doesn't work on me, right? Now, I'm not going to sit here and say like I'm the guru of all these fucking things, but like there's a lot of little things
there's
that
things
I
you can
do.
Put in place.
I do a lot of little shit that I don't even realize anymore. It's just second nature to me. I unplug my Wi-Fi when I go to bed. Not every night, because sometimes I forget, but I try to unplug the Wi-Fi every night. I put my phone in airplane mode and not next to my fucking head, right? I do like what we were just talking about. What were we just talking about?
The
Blue light.
The blue light filter
blocking?
on the phone. Jesus, I'm retarded. I turn the blue light filter on the phone all the time.
You're gonna start doing this.
Yeah, I always have blue light filter. You know, I'm just like, I don't use fluorinated toothpaste
We don't
if I can
either.
help it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, just little shit, man. And I don't use like the gel soaps that you could buy at Walmart, like the Old Spice gel soaps. I stopped using those. I started using like natural ingredient bar soaps.
Yeah,
I'm
same.
doing all the little tiny things
Mm-hmm.
to lessen the effects of the mind control.
Yeah.
Period.
It's important, I think. Like, even if you're not a conspiracy theorist, you know, I don't identify as one.
Oh, excuse us.
I'm like, you know, I think it's all interesting, but like you know, like I've said,
It's fun
it
for
doesn't.
you.
Yeah, it's fun, it's
Yeah.
entertaining, it's interesting, but it's like doesn't change my life one way or the
Sure.
other, and my beliefs on like eternity, you know. But there's just so much, like, it's scary to think how much stuff they're doing to just get in our heads all the time. And like even the 5G towers, I'm seeing them like being built everywhere now, and I'm like, ugh, every time I drive by I'm like, ugh. Like, I know I'm not probably there long enough for it to do anything, or maybe I am, but it's like, I'm like, ooh, I don't want to drive. I started to think about it on the way home. I'm like, I should just go through the neighborhood so I'm not driving directly past this 5G tower. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know if that's crazy, but these are
gotta
the
be
things you
careful.
have to kind of just
You got to be careful.
mindful
'cause
of,
You
I
don't want to
guess.
be fearful.
No,
wanna be
I'm not
mindful, but not
fearful, but
'cause
I'm
fear
like,
is more
ew.
dangerous than anything. Fear will
Yeah.
literally affect your health more than anything. So when you see the 5G tower, don't try not to have the visceral reaction or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Try to just recognize, okay, there's 5G going up. So now you got to start doing
But do
things.
you feel like they make them so much more obvious
Yeah.
than like everything else out
Yeah,
there?
they don't give a shit.
It's like this big, bulky black
They don't
tower,
give a
and you're like,
shit.
it's
You know
like
why?
you see it and you're like, ah.
Jade, here's why
you
they
know?
don't give a shit. Because the woke community, I'm not even gonna say the woke left, because it's not even just the left. I have plenty of friends who are on the right who are just as fucking brainwashed about this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That these people think, oh, the science has been done and there's no health effects, and the Internet of Things of 5G is gonna bring so much shit to our society. It's just gonna be such a great advancement for humanity. And I'm like, go lick a boot, dude, because that's what you're doing. You're literally licking the boot of the technocracy. You are literally sucking Bezos off right now.
I just personally think it's so stupid. Honestly, I don't even know what real difference it's going to make for us individually.
Mhm.
Like, I don't notice a difference when my
It's
phone
gonna
is
be
hooked up to
fast, Jade.
5G.
Everything's gonna be fast.
I
When you
don't
wanna
need
upload this-
Facebook to refresh any
yes,
faster
you
than
do.
it does.
Yes, you do.
I don't need my emails to refresh faster.
Yes, you do.
Like, I don't know what the difference
You
is
don't
except
realize it yet.
killing us.
You don't realize it yet because you're not stuck in the loop that you were talking about at the beginning of this episode. When you're stuck in that loop on the Internet of Things in the 5G world, when everything in your house is connected to the internet, when your coffee pot, your fridge, your oven, your phone, your lights, your blinds, your door, your car, when every single thing is connected to the internet, including your brain, Neuralink, right? Whatever the fuck. That loop that you're talking about now with your smartphone is going to be like, boom, you are now cattle. You are cattle in the cage that is called a megacity, in the Smart City Initiative, Agenda 21, fucking cull the population type shit. You
It's
know what I
crazy
mean?
how much stuff they're making that is like Wi-Fi, like microwaves.
Everything.
You still have to go to the microwave to put the food in. Why do you need to be able to turn it on from your phone? Like, I don't understand.
Remember the Disney movie Smart House?
Yes.
And the house like
That
went
was
crazy.
Such a good movie.
It was a great movie, and that house like fucking terrorized the whole family.
Yeah.
The wall would turn into a projection, and the mom would like put herself in.
The
there.
house was so
Yeah.
dope. When I was a
It's
kid and I saw that,
It, like,
I wanted
the
that
table,
house.
the thing would come up and like have the milkshake made. For them.
I wanted that house so bad when I was a kid, and I think everybody
Yeah.
did. Even the parents, man, were like, "Damn, that."
Until it
Oh,
started throwing the
shit.
oranges at them,
Fuck
and
yeah. Guess what? Predictive programming.
yeah,
They were letting you know that your smart house, your smart everything, is one day gonna turn on you, and you're gonna regret that shit.
yeah, for sure. Craziness.
Just imagine, dude. When
That's what they want you to think.
look, all I'm saying is,
Just
I
kidding.
think the angle's way off from what it was. I don't know if you care.
oh yeah, yeah.
I'm probably probably wrap up anyways.
Yeah, just imagine when everything's linked to your bank account, you're toast. Oh, you said this word. You're locked out of your bank for 90 days.
You think it's bad now.
Instead of getting Facebook banned,
Yeah,
you're going to
exactly.
be bank banned.
You get a 2-week Zuck ban for posting misinformation that ends
or
up
they
being
won't
true,
let your
by the
car
way.
start.
Yep.
Ew, that's
Your car won't
creepy.
stop. But here's what's worse than that is it's, again, remember I was saying they're going to start tracking your bio data for trading you on the stock market and stuff like this. They're going to know how much coffee you had, Jade. They're going to know that you made 3 mugs worth of this coffee, and they're going to know to what specs this coffee is. And they're going to put that in the database. And then they're going to match that up with the water thing on your fridge. They're going to think how much water you drank today. And they're going to be like, you know what, Jade? You drink more coffee than water today. You're unhealthy.
I did.
You're part of the problem.
Your insurance rate's going up.
You're part of the problem, Jade. There's a huge problem in the world now, right? The new boogeyman is whatever the problem is, and you're part of it. And we know this based off of
feeling
your
attacked.
coffee consumption. Or your pillow is going to be smart. It's going to be a smart pillow. And they'll be like, you know, Jade, you're not sleeping right. You can't drive. You're not allowed to drive because you're not meeting the social standard sleeping requirements. And it's no longer safe for you to drive.
That's crazy.
Social standard, dude. That is a term.
Social standardization.
That is scary.
It is scary.
I just made that up right now.
Dude,
But, you know, this is what I'm saying, though. Like, this is where we're heading. And everybody knows
Yeah.
it. Everybody fucking knows it. And nobody gives a
not even that.
Just like nobody cares about the fake aliens that are coming.
It's not even that nobody cares. There's a lot of people that are like behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah, no forced vaccinations. I'll get it.
You should get it. You should have vaccinations. In fact, if you're not vaccinated, you're part of the problem.
You should be
Ugh,
forced
it's so
to
crazy.
do it. It's like
it's
what?
so crazy. I just don't get it. I don't know. I could go on and on. I just don't understand. It's like the same people that think like it's my body, my choice. Like I should be able to identify as whatever, but like you have to get this vaccine. You know what I mean? Like it's like what? It's such a
You can't
Rules
tell me what
for
to do with
the
my
double
body.
standard.
for me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just bizarre.
Rules for thee, not for me, man. Everybody wants to point the finger. Everybody, I can't say the joke because I'm not black, and you can't say certain words unless you're a certain color. Like that's not fucking racist, right? But everybody knows the quote. Everybody want to be a, but nobody want to be a, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Everybody wants to point a fucking finger and be like, I'm woke, you're not. You're not thinking about this demographic because of this shit you tweeted 4 years ago. And it's like, really?
Yeah.
You're a fucking piece of shit because I guarantee you don't do a goddamn thing to help any of those people in your real life. Just behind the keyboard. You just hashtag about them.
Yep.
But do you go out and donate your time or do you put any effort into helping the Asian community, Mr. Stop Asian Hate?
Yeah.
No, you don't. You don't do a damn thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You
So
buy
true.
Chinese products that Chinese people kill themselves because they are forced to make them out of slave labor, and you just continue to buy Chinese products while you type hashtag Stop Asian Hate because you're fucking clueless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Just
I'm
gotta go with the flow of what
still
they see
waiting-
on social media.
Still waiting for one person to come at me with a debate. I say this like every episode. Please, somebody hit me up. You don't agree.
Come at me, bro.
You don't agree with whatever. Just come on, dude. We can have a pleasant conversation. I know I get like heated and like uppity,
Like,
but
I promise I won't yell at
I
you.
promise I won't yell at you, and that's it, you know. But nobody wants to do it because they know I'm right. They watch this shit and they're like, he's a fucking asshole, and then they turn it off, and then 3 weeks later,
You think
they
people
think about
say
it.
that?
Hell yeah, dude. People, listen to you, Jade. I've had multiple friends block me on Facebook, not talk to me. Like I'm literally losing people in my life just slowly because they
That
watch
means
an
you're
episode.
doing something right.
Yeah, they watch an episode and they're like, "Oh, he's a fucking bigot. He's a fucking racist, and he's a transphobe, and he's a fucking." And I'm like, dude, you're a fucking idiot, dude. Like, you can't take a joke, you can't listen to something
Yeah.
and get the context, like. But that's fine. I'm not mad. I'm glad that those people are leaving. That dude that I was telling you about who blocked me because he was saying some dumb shit hasn't been on my timeline in a few days. I still love the guy. If I saw him, I'd be like, dude, I love you. But not having him on my timeline, whew, beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's true.
So.
Haters gonna hate, yo.
I gotta go because I have to work tomorrow.
Okay,
But yeah, that's
it was
it.
good stuff.
It is good stuff.
That was a ranting episode.
It is. It's fine.
But it's good. But
Bye.
we had a lot to say. To say.